Welcome to FGI's tutorial on tips for writing proposals. We're glad you're here, and we hope you find this tutorial helpful as you consider engaging in the process of review and revision of the guidelines. During this tutorial, we will cover what you need to consider before writing a proposal, followed by a few tips to help you get started. But first, a sincere thanks. It's been nearly 50 years since public input was initially requested, and your input continues to be a critical component of the guidelines revision process. We sincerely appreciate the time and effort you spend helping to improve the guidelines in preparation of the next edition. So, you've got an idea for new guidelines language. Perhaps you'd like to see a change in existing language or removal of a requirement altogether. Or maybe you'd like to see the guidelines address requirements for something not currently covered. When exactly is the time to go about submitting your ideas? There are two opportunities for public input. The first is the proposal period, which is the only time submissions for new language are considered. The second opportunity is the comment period, and that allows for input on already passed proposals that have become a part of the next edition's draft document. This is important to note, as any proposals not submitted during the proposal period will need to wait another 4 years until the next revision cycle. Before considering writing and submitting a proposal, we ask for you to do two things. Each will help the Health Guidelines Revision Committee, the governing body in charge of voting on submitted proposals, effectively do its job. Careful review of the 2022 guidelines is an important step before considering writing a proposal. Sometimes proposals are submitted only to be rejected because the proposed language already exists, or it's in conflict with language elsewhere in the document. In other words, it's best to thoroughly vet your proposal ideas before submission. Next, we ask that you check the proposal system to make sure someone didn't beat you to the punch with a similar idea. The system is set up to allow users to search submitted proposals by document, chapter, and section. So take a look to see if your idea is indeed a new one. If you do find a proposal that's close to what you want to submit, but you'd like to suggest minor tweaks to the language, instead of submitting an entirely new proposal, leave an opinion on the existing one. Opinions posted under a proposal are read and considered by the HGRC when voting, so your ideas here matter just as much as a proposal you may submit. So, you've done your guidelines homework, and you've given your idea its due diligence. You're ready to write your proposal. The following tips will go a long way to making sure your proposal is considered by the HGRC. Whether submitting a proposal or posting an opinion, the language you use should be considered. Remember, the guidelines are regulatory documents. That means that your shalls and shoulds need to be in the right spot. Requirements, which appear as main text, use shall language and are absolutely meant to be enforceable. Appendix language, on the other hand, exists to help users of the guidelines further understand a requirement. It is not meant to be enforceable and therefore uses the words should or may, not shall. You'll also note appendix language begins with the letter A and is associated with the section number it supports. When submitting a proposal, make sure that you include the reasoning behind your suggestion in a way that makes a clear case to the HGRC. Your substantiation acts as a substitute for speaking directly to the HGRC during their voting process, so the more specific and supportive of your ideas you can be, the better. If this submitter had simply put the word clarification for their substantiation, it would have done very little to explain why this change would be needed. If you're like me, I don't have a working knowledge of hemodialysis water distribution systems, nor does every member of the HGRC. Thankfully, they submitted a substantiation that clearly explained why this language was duplicative and therefore unnecessary. Remember that the substantiation is not an afterthought to your submitted proposal. It is a vital part of it. For that reason, we ask that you avoid vague and general substantiations like the ones seen here. Try to read your substantiation through the eyes of a voting HGRC member and answer any obvious questions that might arise. On another note, if your proposal suggests rewording of existing language or new language altogether, be sure to include what you consider the final product. This gives the HGRC something specific to vote on or discuss. Speaking of guidelines language, it's good to familiarize yourself with guidelines terminology located in the glossary of the 2022 edition. Using terms as identified in the glossary helps avoid confusion about your intent. Please remember that guidelines documents apply to design and construction requirements, not operational or maintenance issues. As passionate as you may be about these arenas, keep in mind that to be considered by the HGRC, submitted proposals need to focus on the built environment. When ready, you'll be able to submit your proposals through our online portal. Log on to www.fgiguidelines.net to begin the proposal submission process. If you do not already have a username and password, you'll find instructions for setting up an account on the main page. Step-by-step instructions on how to submit a proposal can be found in a separate tutorial aptly titled Proposal Submission Instructions. This concludes our video tutorial on proposal writing tips. If you have any lingering questions, please feel free to reach out to us and we'll be happy to assist you. Good luck with your proposal writing endeavors, and thank you for helping to make the next edition of the guidelines a great one.